Hey crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John, and it has been an absolutely crazy week. So I hope things are going well for you. Hope that things are normalizing, that you've had a good weekend and were able to get some rest and able to focus back on what you needed to focus on or whatever you needed to do. I can just tell you, work was just off the charts for me this past, really seems like the last 2 weeks. There's been so much going on for me trying to figure out what's happening. And I don't know, it's just been a lot crazier for me than I'm used to. So that's taken a toll. I have messed up the start time for this live, I think 3 different times. I have no idea what's been going on with me. But hopefully, we've got everything resolved. We got things there, and you all are on and listening tonight. So, hey, Jean, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Hey, Candace, thanks for joining tonight. Brian, always enjoy seeing you in your chat. And hey, Patricia, welcome in. Thanks for being part of us tonight. Dale's here. Dale's in the house. Russ is in the house. Look at that. So, hi, everyone. Welcome in. Been a busy weekend. I actually spent some time yesterday at the Arizona State Fair. Arizona State Fair actually runs for the basically the month of October, and actually now starts like the last week of September. Attendance was way down this year because our temperatures were still record setting the last week of October and up until the last couple of weeks. So we ended up going yesterday and spending some time. And, I just feel like I really need to support my state and appreciate the things that we have and the things that they offer. I will tell you, I think not it's one of the poor type state fairs I think I've been to. We have a big state fairgrounds, but we went in to look at the animals, right? To look at the pigs and the ducks and all that, and they maybe had like 15, bins, caged areas for them. That was about it. I mean, we maybe had maybe 20 at most. So all the other barns were closed. So it just shows you how society's changing, and we don't raise livestock and all that like we used to. Part of that could be out here that it's an issue just because of the heat and that. The quilt show, I did get a few cute, really good pictures. I don't know that I would enter our quilt show at the fairgrounds. I don't think they watch and take care of the quilts and that like they should. Um, Also, it's just, it can be somewhat of an open area with a lot of dust and all that, even though it's inside the Veterans Coliseum, just that kind of stuff. And I don't know. I probably saw 30 quilts at most. It seemed like there was just hardly any of that. Did see some food and food and things like that. Did see some apparel. But really, our fair is really all about the midway, and it's all about games, food, and you better have some money because to ride any of the even almost like kiddie rides, you're talking $5 to $8 just for that one ride. You want a bottle of water, you're talking $5. If you want something besides water, you're talking $8 or $10. And if you're wanting a hamburger, you're talking $15, $18. I'm not willing to spend that kind of money, not when I need fabric. There's just too much fabric out there that just needs a good home. And I just can't, spend my money on crazy stuff, right? Hey, Sally, welcome in. Thanks for being here. I bet you're having some beautiful weather over there right now. Who else? Russ says, I have a slice of Reese's peanut butter pie defrosting in the fridge. Look at him. I have a good friend that made us a pumpkin caramel cheesecake from scratch that we are going to dive into after the live tonight. And it has a biscotti cookie crust. So I am very anxious to see how that turned out. Judy, welcome in. Thanks for being here tonight. Always fun to see you. There's Joydy. She's always jumping in. I hope things are going good over there for you right now, and the weather has all calmed down and gotten back to somewhat normal, or what we're going to consider normal at this point in time. And Jeannie is here. Jeannie, thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in tonight. So, as always, appreciate each and every one. I was trying to figure out what to work on tonight because I've got my cruise coming up. So, I have a long day tomorrow at work with lots of meetings, lots of things I have to deal with at work. Uh, just what you don't want to do the day before vacation, but it is what it is. It's how I get to go on vacation. So I'll have a nice long day at work Monday, and then I get to um, hop on the shuttle to head to the airport at 6 a.m. on Tuesday. And hopefully, when I wake up in land on Tuesday afternoon, I will be in Miami. So anxious to get there, anxious to get started. I know the time will fly by much faster than I anticipate. I did start getting stuff out to pack today, which Lord, it's just, it's hard to figure out like, what do I want to take? What don't I want to take? It's been a long time since I've traveled like that by myself. So, just lots of things going on in that. But I am very, very excited. Not sure what I'm doing next weekend. I would like to try to get a recorded um, podcast for you all to have aired this time next week. I think I can send it as a premiere, set it as a premiere, and you all would actually still be able to chat during that time. I can tell you, I doubt I will have a full length what I normally do, but we'll figure that out. I hate to. I just will miss not being able to be with you all live next Sunday. It's always fun to have you all here. Sally says, thank goodness for the cooler fall weather. Joydy says, oh, you're going. She said, yes. Oh, how'd you forget that I'm going on a cruise? I can't wait. I need the break, right? It's been a crazy, crazy year. So I was trying to figure out what did I want to work on tonight. And I finally finished all the half square triangles for this quilt. So I may start stitching out those a little bit. And then when I started putting some other stuff together, I realized I started this Nevada pattern from Villa Rosa. Um, and the last time I worked on it was at the park home. So I need to get it finished. I just need to put the 6 strips together and then go back and put the rows together. So I thought I might try to knock that out. I did get that ironed. It took forever to figure out how I wanted to put these strips together, but I think I finally found a combination that's going to make me happy. I will say it'll be interesting to see what I think after I get this sewn and put together. But this is definitely not one of my favorite patterns from Villa Rosa. I actually really like this fabric. It's really wild and crazy. It is just not, um, I don't think it's the right fabric for this pattern, if that makes sense. So, but I did buy it as a kit. So I just went and did what basically what Villa Rosa said. So we'll see how that works out, and we'll see how it turns out tonight because I would really like to get this done. I have had a busy, busy week between binding. I realize I have yet a lot to do, a lot to work on, and getting my binding skills to the level that they need to be. That said, I think I now have a total of 9 quilts that are completed from start to finish. I did do one um, panel, Halloween panel that had some cutouts and that around it that I really, really, really liked. The issue was when I got done with it, the binding, I ended up missing part of the binding and leaving the raw edge exposed with the batting in that. So ended up going back, cutting it all back down again, getting it squared back up. And I did get that restitched the other day. So it looks much better. I'm much happier with it. But it just really showed me that I've got a lot of work to do on binding. I think I have a technique that I like. I think it's finding how to get the right settings on the machine, getting the right guides, and all that kind of stuff. After playing with many, 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 many machines, I actually like binding on my Epic, my Viking Epic, best, even over the Juki. I love my Juki for piecing and that, but I really like that Epic. I really would like to do some more fancy binding and use some decorative stitches, and that I think would be fun, especially for gift and that. I think it's just kind of a cool. I don't know. It just kind of screams that that seems to be John. So I may practice a little bit more with that. I did do 2.5 inch binding. It just seemed to be too big. Then I did 2.25 inch binding, and that's where I struggled a little bit more. So I may go back to 2.5 inch. Um, I think it's like anything else. It's just going to take lots of practice. But I feel like my piecing has gotten so much better. I feel like my 1/4 inch seam allowance is doing great. So as a result, I think I'm getting there. It's just I have not had that much binding to do, and as such, I just need to practice more. So I still have several Christmas gifts I need to get done. They've been quilted. I have not squared them up, I don't think. So I still need to square those things up. But once I get things squared up, then all I need to do is go back and do the binding. And so that's the next step. But I did want to practice a few more things. So at this point, I have, believe it or not, every quilt that Gracie got done has now been quilted. So as such, I need to work on getting more stuff on Gracie, getting her working, and then and then obviously I'll have more stuff to bind. So we will get there. It's not a overnight process, but you know what? Rome wasn't built in a day, and certainly my Rome wasn't. But right now, we're more focused on getting John on vacation and getting that piece behind us. So that's the next step, right? Because we got to take things one day at a time. That seems to be the priority at the moment. All right. I know I'm missing conversation, guys. Sorry. I Sorry, guys. I have no idea what I did. Um, so hopefully I am back and you can see and hear me. I hope. Um, Katie Crafts is here. Hey, Katie. Thanks for being here tonight. Jody says, drink some foo-foo drinks for her. I plan to do so. I did buy the package, not the package, but it did get me a nice allowance for refreshments on the cruise. So I do plan on enjoying some refreshments. Um, oh, look at Katie. She's having strawberries and ice cream. How amazing is that? That sounds really nutritional and yet very satisfying. I like that idea. Hey, Charlotte, welcome in. Thanks for being here tonight. Hey, Becca Vera Weeks from Texas. Welcome, Texas, tonight. Jody says, when are you cruising? I forget. I'm leaving Tuesday and we'll be back next Sunday. So I fly out. Well, I actually fly out Tuesday. The ship goes out on Wednesday and comes back on Sunday. So I am anxious to get there. I'm going to Miami. What am I doing? I am going to Miami. Oh, Key West. Miami, Key West, and Bimini Beach, which I think is Virgin's Island, and then back. So it's probably one day at sea, how they do that. Um, Charlotte wants to raid Russ's fridge. I bet Russ has some good things in his fridge. Jen, hi all, welcome. Thanks for being here tonight. Oh, Becky says, I try to cut my binding when I make my quilt top. It helps me to then process my scraps. I never even thought about that. So that's a great idea. I will definitely keep that in mind moving forward. Um, Jody says you can't get rid of us that easily. I have no idea what I pushed. That's crazy. Like I said, this has been the craziest week. I really so need um, um, I need the week off. I really do. I just really need to be able to decompress for a little bit. It has just been too much going on, and we've got all the holidays coming up and all of that going, so it's going to be crazy. Judy says, "Is it a quilting cruise?" It is not. It is meant to be a Halloween cruise, and so it is a Halloween cruise. I am going as Barney Rubble. So that is my Halloween costume because it was quick, simple, and easy. So I am going as Barney Rubble. I bought some new shorts and tops for the cruise, and I bought a new red and black outfit because Virgin. So I'm used to Royal Caribbean, and we always do disco night on Royal Caribbean. Virgin, I guess because their colors are red, they do a red blackout party. So as such, they ask everyone to dress in red in that. So I bought a red and black short and top outfit. So I am planning to be dressed that way. I do need to figure out shoes because I just use flip flops all the time. Um, I don't want to necessarily just take tennis shoes, but I got to figure out what shoes I want to take because I do plan on dancing and I am a horrible dancer. A few drinks in, I dance much better, or at least I'm just don't pay as close of attention after a couple of drinks. So either way, it doesn't matter. I am going to go have fun and just burn some energy. So we will see how that works out. The one thing I do like about Virgin is the fact that they don't have a main dining room. They don't have a captain's dinner and all of that. They have smaller specialty restaurants. So all of their food opportunities in that are in different restaurants across the ship. And you still make reservations. All of them are available to you. You don't pay extra and all that kind of stuff like you do on Royal for some of their more specialty restaurants. So, again, kind of anxious. Like I said, I've never been on Virgin. We'll see how it goes. I have cruised many, many, many times. I have not cruised since COVID and may not cruise again after this one, but um, just kind of anxious to see what it turns out and what it looks like, and then we will go from there. Charlotte says Russ can share that pie. I'm just saying. Russ says he bought three. Oh my goodness. Who can we get to take pictures of you dressing up and dancing? Yeah, Joy, I have to say, what happens on the ship stays on the ship. So we are going to have a good time. Plan on having lots of chuckles and laughs. And when we get back, I'm going to try to forget all about that. That's why a few years ago, when I decided to change my life some, I left my daughter in that in Virginia, moved to Arizona so dad could be dad and do what dad needs to do. And interesting enough, not recently, she just told me, being single and being out there by yourself, we probably need to be able to track your iPhone. So you need to turn on tracking for us. The problem is, I do agree with her. But at the same time, it's like, well, you might not always want to know where your dad is or what your dad is doing. But you know what? She's a grown adult child with two children of her own, so she knows dad has a life. So it is what it is. Becky Vera says, I don't want to do a dress up night either. You have to take too many extra clothes and shoes for all that. It sounds better for the red and white. I totally agree. I know people that just love the fact that Royal has the traditional captain's dinner, and I mean some of them dress up in tuxedos and evening gowns and all that. And it's like, look, I'm on vacation. I want a t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops. I don't want to be dressed. I don't want to do all that craziness. And then, so the result is, if you don't, the last time I was on Royal, if you chose not to dress up and partake at the way they wanted it, then they wouldn't let you in the main dining room on those nights, and you had to eat off the buffet. And that even makes me more furious. It's like, really? So I paid for this, and now you're denying me? So it may be that Virgin fits my lifestyle a little bit better. We'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I have not done a cruise since COVID. I actually had a cruise booked that I was supposed to go out on like 1 week or 2 weeks before everything shut down. And so ended up at some point I got my money, but then they ended up taking it away from me because I wasn't ready to get back on a ship as quick as they wanted me to. So it is what it is. But I um I just don't know. I have always enjoyed cruising and thought cruising was really cool. Sorry, I got to slide over here and turn my iron on. So I like to iron all that back out before I um, stitch it again. But we'll see. It is what it is. I'm excited to go. I can't wait to get there, see what happens, be part of it. But it's um, it's going to be a fun time, and that's I'm going just because I needed something different. I needed to break up some normalcy in my routine and just do something for John. And this was an opportunity to do something that I thought would be fun. And so that is what I'm doing. Hey, Katrina, thanks for being here. Welcome in. Brian says you can always throw a bed sheet over you and act like a ghost. No one will see you dancing. See? All good ideas. See, that's why I have such an amazing YouTube family. And Jody says, no, we want to see. You probably don't. Um, Becky says, what about a pair of deck shoes instead of tennis shoes? That's what I think I need to look. I know I used to have all kinds of tennis shoes, or not tennis shoes, but like we used to call them topsiders or Eastlands and all that. I've got a bunch of stuff. I just need to go dig it out. It's just, it's something I just don't have every day, but it's something I still want to just make simple. I don't want to make this complicated. Oh, Susan says, I just got back from um, her Royal cruise, my second one, and never again. See, that's what worries me. I have done 12 or 14. They have always been on Royal Caribbean. I have, except one time, always had a great experience, always had great cruise, always been very happy. I think things have changed so much since COVID. I just don't know if it's going to be the same. I've got friends that left yesterday for their Halloween cruise. It's an LGBT Halloween cruise that they've gone on. I found out yesterday because she posted it on Facebook. It's their 18th Halloween cruise. So they've done it for years and years and years. It's always Norwegian, it's always the same crew. And they always, yeah, and they've got like 30, 40 people that go with them. They've done it for so long and that they love it. So we'll see. I think life ebbs and flows for us, and I think we change the thoughts or what we like. So sometimes it is what I might have liked 5 years ago is just not part of my lifestyle or what I want today. Well, we'll see how it goes. Jody says John would be a good Mario. Already has the mustache. He just needs the hat. Funny you say that. I've been playing Mario Kart all weekend in Mario World. So we got a Nintendo Switch, and so have some friends over, and we've been reminiscing and playing on the old Mario system and that, and it just brings back a lot of memories. My son was big into Nintendo 64 and that when he was a kid, and that was something we used to play together. Um, let's see. I'm trying to catch up on chat while my iron over there is trying to get some steam going. I do like my Laura Star, but it does take a while for it to warm up. Russ says I might know someone who might be on that same cruise, but I'm not going to call in favors to get footage of John dancing. Let's not do that, Russ. Come on, dude. Russ should have went on the cruise with me. See, that's what should have happened. Judy says, Russ, let's talk. Katrina says, hi, Brian and Sally. Becky says, do it. Yes, give us some pictures. Russ says, he's not going. No. Couldn't even get him to Quiltcon. He's got to go to all these graduation things next year in Massachusetts. I'm not going even to get to see him at Quiltcon in February. And it's just hard, guys. I mean, do you all realize how fast the end of the year is coming? It is just crazy. I've got next week, I'm doing the Halloween cruise. I'm literally home 2 days. And then for work, I've got to go up to Flagstaff for a few days for a retreat for work, which, you know, it is what it is. And then right behind that is Veterans Day. And if you have not got your stuff ready, if you are retired, or if you have Veterans Day off, which I'm fortunate my company does recognize Veterans Day, don't forget about the holiday quilting bee. We will be live for 3 hours. I have some door prizes, gifts already planned out. I have at least one special guest lined up, so we will have a surprise guest, so you don't have to listen to me just rattle on for 3 hours. But get your stuff, get your materials, and let's plan on doing something together. I am doing the Farmhouse Blues Quilt of Valor by Villa Rosa. You can do absolutely whatever you want. You can work on something for Christmas. You can just turn me on and let me rattle in the background. Whatever works for you all. But Farmhouse Blues is what I'm working on for the holiday quilting bee for Veterans Day. That's November 11th, I believe. Be there, be square. I think we will have such a great time. And then the next holiday quilting bee will be Thanksgiving. Working on finalizing the pattern. I will have an announcement out around November 7th, hopefully, maybe November 10th. I'll have it out at least a couple of weeks so you all have know what the pattern is, know where to get it if you want to do the same thing in that. But I'm still trying to coordinate that. I had hoped to have that done before I went on the cruise. And I'll be honest, guys, I just ran out of time, so I need to get that done. And then Thanksgiving's here, Thanksgiving's over. And literally a week or so behind that, I'm going to Kansas City to do the Hallmark Christmas celebration out there, which I am ecstatic about. It's their first one. I get to be there. I get to be part of it. It's part of my birthday month because this will be December will be my will be a milestone birthday. And yes, I know I don't look 30, but I will be. So it will be a milestone birthday. And so as such, I just decided that I would take most of December to celebrate my birthday. So I will be at the Hallmark Gold Crown Center for a long weekend, first part of December. And that is their new launch for Christmas celebrations and that. So I think that'll be amazing. Right behind that is my actual birthday, which comes into Christmas, which then gets me into Stitch in Heaven's New Year's Eve retreat. And so it's like, okay, so I'm going to be probably really happy when January gets here. I'm not a big traveler anymore. I like staying closer to home. I enjoy going up and hiding up at Shady Pines, up in Star Valley. That's going to become more difficult, especially between now and the end of the year. And it's getting cold up there. So I don't even want to go hide up there because it's getting cold. And the whole reason I moved to Arizona is not to ever be cold and snowy. So January will kind of feel like a respite for me, and I'll be able to kick back a little bit. And then February is Quiltcon. And so hopefully some of you all will be here. I will be there at least Friday and Saturday. I will have my Guys Craft 2 shirt on, and hope to be able to run into a bunch of you and get to meet in person. Susan says, I think Royals putting all their money into their new expensive ships and not updating the old ships. I went on the Jewel of the Seas and it was run down and dirty. Absolutely. Totally. Absolutely agree with you. My first Royal Caribbean cruise was Majesty, which they retired to Europe somewhere. It was either Majesty or Monarch. Then my next couple of cruises was on Monarch, the other one, because it's the only one that will still fit under the bridge in Baltimore. And so that's why they've kept that small ship in that fleet there. I don't know now with all the stuff that happened if they still have it, but it was definitely getting outdated. It was clean, but it definitely needed a lot of attention, and it wasn't what it was. I started going on some of the Oasis and went on a couple of the new ships. They're amazing. They're gorgeous. But again, it's still royal, right? It's still the main dining room. It's still a lot of those same experiences. So kind of anxious since I've never been on another cruise line to see what this one's going to be like. Katrina says, yes, Friday was 2 months to Christmas, right? I mean, it just amazes me. I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, I've got the quilt tops done, but I've still got to get them quilted. I've still got to get binding that looks presentable, right? For Christmas gifts and that. There's just so much. It's just getting away from me. Hey, Katie, the Greenland Quilter, thank you for being here tonight. Always enjoy when you're able to jump on and be part of our live. Katrina says, Thanksgiving. I should work on quilting baby quilts. I have plenty of tops to work on. There you go, girlfriend. Let's get those going. Let's get those done. Katie says, Jewel of the Seas visited them last summer. That's another royal ship. I think it's what they consider more like their midline now. Let's see. Oh, Becky Vera already has the farmhouse blue pattern. There you go. Amen. Katrina says, I ordered the kit for NYD, but I might not even be home when he gets there. I understand that. I worry about how much stuff's coming in this house while I'm gone for a week. Susan says, I'm looking at the Festival of Quilts in August in the UK. Has anyone gone? Oh my gosh, how amazing would that be? I'd love to be able to do something like that one year. For 2025, it's QuiltCon, right? It's too easy. It's in my backyard. I'm crazy not to do QuiltCon. So that's for me in 2025. 2026 is Road to California because Sally and I are having a lunch or dinner together, and I absolutely want to meet Sally and get to have some share some laughs and get to meet each other in person. So I definitely want to go to Road to California. I'm doing Stitch in Heaven, at the end of the year. So that'll be my first real, what I consider a real retreat. So then we just got to figure out how we make other things work. There's just so much going on. I know Stephanie, we tried to prod her into working with Stitch in Heaven and them about getting us a cruise together. So we'll see how that goes. Part of it is we just got to plan. I don't have tons of vacation and I absolutely am not rich. Although I try to spend a couple of dollars to support public education in the state of Arizona, buy a few lottery tickets because, someone's got to win. So I don't mind putting a few dollars there, but I'm not going to put crazy money there. BBMK, hey, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Thought about you yesterday. I was at the Arizona State Fair since I was in Phoenix yesterday. I thought, you know what? I never stop at the main store for 35th. I might as well stop and just see what was there, what was going on. Walked in, literally ran into Jackie, which is one of the owners. She's such a sweetheart. That whole group down there has just been so welcoming, so amazing to me. Um, I tend to be very loyal to them when I buy local. And that's not to say, you guys know, I belong to different um, order different quilt kits and blah, blah, blah. So it's not like I don't buy around. But when it comes to which is my local shop, which is my go-to, it's always going to be 35th Avenue. They have always treated me just with the utmost respect, help, all of that. I love the small store that we have out here in that manager. I love the staff down at the main store. But would you believe BBMK is not going to believe this? I actually spent about 20, 30 minutes in the store, walked from the front, walked to the back, walked all the way across the store, and ended up not buying a thing. I just completely walked out. They had some great things. They had some stuff I wanted, but the problem was Black Bag was the week before, which gets me the best sale prices. This weekend, they only had 20% off. I forgot what poppy cotton, poppy seed, or something fabrics in that. So they just didn't have that many discounts. I really, really, really would like to get the AccuQuilt Big Stocking. The problem is AccuQuilt right now has it on sale for like 10% off, and I get free shipping because I'm in their club or whatever. 35th typically will give us 30% off because on Black Bag you get 30% off a notion. Our store out here didn't have it, but the main store did. I should have seen about getting the main store to send it out. I didn't. So it was full price. And I can't afford to pay full price. I'm not willing to pay full price for those things. So it is what it is. Katie Greenland says, I've never been on a cruise ship. You need to get on a cruise ship. They are amazing. And yes, Katie, we need to get sewing together. We need to figure that out sometime. We will, I promise. Joy, thanks. Thumbs up, subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button. I am over 1,100 subscribers, which is just amazing to me. It's just all inspiring to me, guys. I just never in my life would have ever thought I would have hit 500 subscribers, let alone 1,100, and still going. It's just been crazy. Zaza's here. Welcome. It is always fun to see Zaza. If anything, it's just fun to say it, right? So I always enjoy. Jordy says she hopes she's feeling better. Zaza, I didn't realize you haven't been feeling good. I have not been on YouTube, guys, all weekend. I did see Adam Sews the other night, which is frustrating because poor little fella was talking about he's went from an extra small sweatshirt to a small sweatshirt, so he had to increase the size of his pattern. Little fellas like that you just want to take out back and explain life to, but he's got such a cute personality, and then when you add the English accent to it, it's just hard to be a hater, so I'm sure he had to deal with that just like the rest of us, but I haven't seen extra small or small in many, many years. So we're just going to move on. What else is on here? Zaza said, yes, I've been. Festival of Quilts is the biggest European quilt show. See, that's what I need to do. The problem is I got to fly across the pond. And again, I'm not big on travel anymore. Yes. Sally said, Road to California, January 26th. It is on the schedule for sure. Jordy says she's going to Quiltcon in 2026, which means and she'd be crazy not to. It's right there in North Carolina in her backyard over at Raleigh. Okay, I talked long enough, folks. I didn't get my ironing done. One thing I don't like about the Laura Star is if you don't jump right on it, it goes right back off, which just drives me nuts. It is what it is, because I really want to finish this quilt top and show it to you all tonight. Gertie says, rest and homemade chicken soup will get you feeling better, Zaza. Alexandra was a good experience. BBMK says, same. I've been to a couple of the other ones close by, and I just feel like 35th is the store. There's just something about that store, and I don't know. Look, Susan goes, John didn't buy anything. I'm telling you guys, I think I've got so much and so many projects. When I realized this Nevada project, when I found it this morning, I was like, oh my goodness, I started that months ago at the park home. On my last live from the park home, it's what I sewed, and then realized I stuck it in to bring down here to finish, and I just didn't even get to it. So how crazy is that? Katie says, did you make plans for New Year's Eve? I did, Katie. I had already decided before I started to do these holiday quilting bees that I will be at the Stitch in Heaven retreat So I'm flying down to Dallas on the 30th of December, and I will be there till the 5th. But they are doing a New Year's Eve sew along. So I encourage everyone to be part of Rob Lapel's sew along. I think Backwater or a couple of other shops do sew alongs as well on New Year's Eve. So that helps keep me from stepping on anyone else's toes. But we may try to do I'll do at least a short or something on New Year's Eve in that because I'm just not going to let it go by and not be part of it, right? Sally's this small since grade school, right? Just killing me. Poor little guy. He's so nice, though. Susan said it's been better, really, to be Big American Quilt Show. Jenny said, Doan said it's one of her favorite shows. Yeah, see, and Jenny would know, right? I mean, Jenny's just the girl. All right, I'm gonna go over and sew. I'm gonna go over and iron. So let me. Yes, y'all can see me. Hopefully, you can see a decent side of me. I just want to get this pressed out real quick. It's just me. It's how I do things. I don't know how you all are about ironing. I iron everything. Um, and I'm not sure why. Could be it's just the way I was raised. My mother used to iron pillowcases. So um, I don't know. I just like working with clean, flat fabric. And this just brings me joy. So as such, we're going to do what makes John happy and what works for John because that's what's important. And you know what? There's only 6 strips, so it's not like this is going to take long, except I already got them out of order. So that's strip 4, that's strip 3. Somewhere down here is strip 2. 5, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. All right. There we go. All right, so let's get this pressed out real quick. Get it over and sewn together. Come on, guys. I'm going to run out of time and yet still not have this done. How crazy would that be? I do say I really like this color. I can't say I am crazy about this pattern. And you know me, I like Villa Rosa and that, but not every pattern's going to be, one that just grabs you. This happens to be one of those. So I don't know if I'll ever do this one again. I think sometimes I think the fabric is what makes the pattern. And I don't think this fabric makes this pattern. I don't think it's complementary, which is interesting since I bought the kit from Villa Rosa. So you would think they would know, right? But you've seen some of the pictures they use on the front too. It's like, yeah, I wouldn't have picked that. So that's okay though. That's why we all have different fabrics and needs. That's why we all have different sewing machines. Somebody asked me the other day, what machine do you use? What machine do you like? And I'm like, you know what? You better just test and keep figuring out. So it is, you're going to get the best results on the machine that makes you feel comfortable. All right. Oh, Katie says she's going to do a 12-hour live, John. Oh, my goodness, Katie. More power to you, girlfriend. I will tell you. I did doing the 3-hour holiday quilting bees. I was amazed at how much work that is and how much time. I cannot imagine doing 12 hours. Jen says my mother ironed my dad's boxers, right? I mean, back in the day. See, Sally gets me, right? Y'all get me. I'm an ironer presser too. I just like working with clean, crisp fabric. It just, I don't know, brings my heart joy. Trina says, my grandmother ironed grandpa's boxers and everything else and starched the sheets, right? Can you imagine living back in that day? I mean, those women, we used to laugh, right? Because they were stay at home, right? They didn't work outside the house. And I mean, the work that they did in the house was just amazing. And then we didn't expect some of that to change when more and more started going in the workplace. How crazy was that? Susan says we should all plan the UK quilt show and all hang out in London for a few days. Then I won't be myself. Can you imagine how amazing that would be? That would be so amazing. Yeah, Sally says I agree. Many of the fabric choices, in her opinion, are too muddy. I agree. And and I like Philip Pink in that, so it's not like I don't like some crazy in that, and then I like some calm, and I don't know. I think I do have a large variety going on. Jody says, I don't think it's an American thing. A lot of people stopped for it last time, John, and it was fun, but boy, was I tired afterwards. Yeah, I bet. I just can't imagine, girlfriend. I mean, the 3 hours really did take it out of me. Of course, it didn't help that Russ and I did back to back lives too, right? So we did our sew along together. He started on Saturday. I did the second part on Sunday, and then I had 3 hours on Monday. So it was definitely a lot of John and almost a lot of Russ, right? I mean, but we had such a great time. It was just so much fun. Like he says, they do have some great prices on fabric, though, right? See, that's what it's all about. I just feel the need to rescue fabric. Zaza says I went for 2 days and I could have easily gone for 4. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna feel that way about Quiltcon. I'm trying to really save up my money. Brian says his grandmother line dried her sheets. They smelled so good. You know what? I remember back in the day, my mother hanging all kinds of stuff outside. Nowadays, these HOAs would go berserk if they figured out what we were doing, right? I mean, it's just so funny. So, and they all talk about being green, right? They want us to be more green. They want us to do this and that. It's like, best thing we could do is hang sheets out. Or I can tell you, there'd be plenty of them that would be going nuts if that happened. But that's okay. All right, we are going to make this happen. I have 15 minutes, folks, to get 4 more strips on here, and I am going to do it. I am going to be positive tonight if I can find strip number 3. There is strip number 3. Oh my goodness, what did I just do? So I think it's going to be a fun weekend. I think it's going to be crazy next week. I just have to get through tomorrow, get through the traffic, get everything packed. But I know I'm going to sleep much better tonight having pumpkin caramel cheesecake in my belly. What I need to still figure out is what I'm going to do for Thanksgiving. Last year I hosted a dozen people, had a really nice time in that. I am not doing that this year. Yet nobody invited me anywhere this year, and that's fine too. But I'll get it figured out. I want to. We'll definitely have our holiday quilting bee, so we'll all get to be together for that. That's becoming very important because I just so enjoy being with you all and being able to talk and share and just have some fun. So that will be great. And then I just have to figure out beyond that, what do I want to do? Did I go off? No. Okay. Let me see if we can get this lined up. Stitched out the way it should be. I will tell you, I've gotten really spoiled by these sewing tables and having this big flat surface. That is probably one of the best investments I've made. And it seems like I just keep investing. It's like, come on, guys. At some point, I've just got to stop. And I think it's why even yesterday at the store, I was just like, man, I've got so many projects at home. And one of the projects I have that I really, really want to start working on is tote bags. And so I am planning to do some of that focus starting in January. So I'd really like to do some type of tote, almost do like a tote a month, if anything. And worse is I have all those behind me and I've got to work on those because I really need to get those done and get those lined up to be part of it. Jody says it's still early. You might get an invitation. You just never know. Pollution down here is so bad. Kids come in just walking from the school bus and they reek of wet dog. We don't have pets, so I notice it immediately. Yeah, it's been crazy, I tell you. Sally says, too bad we're not closer because we would. Sally, I'm telling you, girl, we would have an amazing Thanksgiving holiday together. I so enjoy I like the social aspect. I love to cook. So that's fun for me. I don't think of it as a big chore. I love having many, many side dishes and putting all that together. But it's about that family time, right? It's just about being together, sharing, and in between, if we could, sew a little bit, talk a little bit, eat a little bit. Um, I think that would just be such an amazing Thanksgiving. So my day's coming. Um, we will get it all figured out at some point. And there's several women here that don't have others with them in that. I probably need to reach out. I just be honest, I haven't. Um, I just, I decorated the house for Halloween. I didn't do near what I've done in the past. When I get home from the cruise, I've got to try to take what Halloween I did put up down so I can turn around and start getting Christmas out. I am not absolutely decorating to the level of Christmas that I have over the last few years. I love my house, love the way Christmas comes in this house. But this year is not going to be 15 Christmas trees and all that craziness. And that's okay. I accept that. I understand things are different this year. And I still want to just celebrate the holidays. And yes, if you all have missed it, just so you know, Hallmark Movie Channel has started their Christmas Countdown to Christmas series. And yes, I am already in for movie. So I am definitely on my Hallmark way already. They've got really cool new ones. And yes, I can predict who's falling in love, what the drama is going to be, and that typically within the first 10 minutes of the movie. That's okay. That's part of my holiday experience. I love it. I love the somewhat wholesomeness of the Hallmark movies. I love some of the actors. I get to meet a few of them at the Hallmark event in December, which is going to be so much fun and just so cool. But I think it's time that we it's make things simple again, right? And I think that's why I enjoy the Hallmark movies so much. Because I think Hallmark tries to stay current on their movies, yet at the same time, and um, they they try to stay current, I think, on some of the trends and things that are happening in the world and that, but yet at the same time, it's like they don't they still remember how things were in the 1950s, 60s. I don't know, it just seems like there's such a simpler time, and I that's what I appreciate about the holidays is just the fact that we all like and respect each other. And I don't know, I don't get into the hustle and bustle of gift buying and gift exchanging and all that craziness. And I can tell you, my Christmas is pretty much done. I have bought just about everything. I have everything ready to go. I do need to start digging it out and getting it out of the closet so I can get it wrapped. And Hallmark just had their buy one get one free sale, so I just bought a whole bunch of new wrapping paper. And yes, I of course had to buy the Grinch and some Disney, but I have learned over the years. I've bought cheap wrapping paper. I've bought paper from Walmart and different places, and I do realize that there is a value and a cost that's worth having Hallmark wrapping paper. So I do the Hallmark wrapping paper thing. So that is part of how I wrap. And yes, I am one of those that unfortunately, when I wrap, I do the whole 9 yards. I have to have bows and ribbons and all of that. So, because I want everything just shining under my Christmas tree. So I know you all would be shocked to know that that's the way I decorate or the way that I wrap gifts. But it is what it is, folks. And Jody, I just want you to know I haven't read all the comments, but I did see the comment where you say you just want to knock on the door and surprise me and um, raid my stash. See, what you have to remember about that is I am nothing but a good old country southern gentleman, and I would absolutely open my door, give you a big old hug, and we would have an amazing day. But that is just the way, just the way I was raised. You know, I mean, it's just you just smile, take people in. And I can tell you, last year we invited a couple for dinner. They showed up 3 hours late. They actually showed up after we had cleaned the house, put everything back, put everything away. We're done for the evening. We got everything back out. I fed them and just took care of it because that's just the way I was raised. BBMK says she'll take green bean casserole. I love green bean casserole, right? There's just something about it. I actually saw on Foods That Built America on the History Channel, and Campbell's Soup was trying to figure out a way to boost soup sales, and it was their dietitian, whatever chemist that came up with green bean casserole, and they were shocked that the next year the New York Times had that as a staple on the dinner table for Thanksgiving. And I forget how many millions of cans they sell every fall of cream of mushroom in that. So it's just too crazy. Sally says, could be a great surprise. We would all bring food. See, that works for me. Katrina says, I haven't used bows and stuff like that in years, but most of and I agree. That's the one thing I do hate because I have to ship my daughters, all the presents back to Virginia and that. So I don't get to wrap and do for them like I normally do. Brian, you bring the desserts and your green bean casserole. I'll pick up some turkey wings for all of us. Let me tell you, yesterday at the state fair, they had turkey drumsticks everywhere on the grills. It was just amazing to see those. We used to have those at the Virginia Tech Hokie football game, and there's just something about getting that drumstick off a grill after it's been on there a couple hours. Years ago, one of my DDLs asked me to make fabric bags for wrapping in Christmas fabric. Now all of 6 of them have a lot. Yeah, see, it's just, and that's the thing, right? You can make Christmas totes and things like that to wrap gifts in. Made by Misty says, "Oh my, all that beautiful Christmas fabric and you're still buying wrapping paper." Yeah, I am very much a traditionalist. Um, Now he says 3 hours. Yes, they were. It is just, it is what it is. People are, they had no idea. Had no idea. Creamed onions and pecan pies. I love a pecan pie. I will have to say I have never had creamed onions. Oh, Katrina says she makes hers with cream of bacon soup instead of the cream of mushroom and adds the bacon bits to the onion rings. That's interesting. I would have never thought about that. All right. Apparently, Joydy has had creamed onions. So I am apparently the one that is missing out. Oh, Made by Misty says, seems like there's a lot of familiar names here from Ian. I think that's a great thing. Ian is one of the first channels I used to watch. Now there's just so many, it's hard for me to keep up sometimes. And he has been all over the place. He's just a crazy man right now. Susan says, I bring myself, I don't cook. That works too. There's always something you can do. You can help set the place. You can help clean the dishes. We can always find something for everyone to have a way to contribute. Jody says you're going to have to keep your eye on Russ when it comes to the pies. Amen, girlfriend. Dale says he's intrigued by the cream of bacon soup. I am too. I didn't even, I'll be honest, I don't know that I've even heard of cream of bacon soup. So I will definitely be looking for that, trying to figure that out. Guys, look, I'm down to the last strip, so I am absolutely going to get this quilt top done. I've managed to talk for over an hour tonight, and you all have been so great and patient to be here. I appreciate that for you all hanging in tonight. I'll get this on. We'll press it out real quick. We'll show you what this wild and crazy Villa Rosa Nevada pattern looks like. And I do love the fabrics in this. I think it has got some wild and crazy fabrics. It's just, I don't know that I would have, if I had bought these fabrics, if this would have been the pattern, I would have matched it with. But Villa Rosa did, and that's fine. And so, since I bought it as a kit, I just trust in them. Like I said, I like the fabrics in that. It's just, it's not my favorite pattern at the end of the day when I got this put together. Um, but that's okay. I have enough of them. I can go back to the binder and find all kinds of others to work with. How did I know? Have you all ever noticed, like when you're almost done and you're hitting that final one, that all of a sudden is when you're going to have a thread break? So see, the night was just churning along, too simple and too easy. And so instead of finishing up like I wanted, I am going to get to rip that out, start all back over, and then thread this machine. But if you all have to drop, you can. But I am telling you, I am finishing this before I turn off the live tonight, because I am not going to be defeated. Let's raise that foot up. This. Do this. It wouldn't be so bad if I could use this automatic threader. That is one of the things. So maybe that's something I will ask them. Ask my little Juki dealer at the Quilt Con if I haven't figured it out by then. I am not impressed with Juki's needle threader. I'm more spoiled, right? Because my Viking Epic 2, Lord have mercy, you barely get thread put around that thing and you push a button and it just spreads itself. It is just so amazing. So makes others look even worse. And I'm sure Brother and some of the other ones have great needle threaders. I don't have those. I never liked the one on my Bernina, honestly, as well. It does seem like the one on the Viking has just been the best one for me. So after we finish here, I am having red skin potatoes for dinner with New York strips that I bought. And those are going on my Traeger grill. And then I am having that pumpkin caramel cheesecake. And thinking about Russ having Reese's peanut butter. Can't imagine. I mean, he is all set for Halloween, is he not? How crazy is that? Of There's a lady in Lynchburg, Virginia, Forest actually, whose son owns a restaurant, and his mother was actually a pastry chef, and she made the most amazing peanut butter pies. So whenever we had events and different things that would go on, uh, I used them quite a bit for the company I worked for to cater and do things. And she always laughed. She said whenever she saw an order come in from me with my name on it, she knew to just make peanut butter pie. And I think I've got her recipe somewhere. I think she finally gave me the recipe because she knew I was moving. But it was the most amazing peanut butter pie I have ever had. And I don't remember it being that difficult to make. But I have to go. I'd have to go find that. But that now that Russ has got me started. Now I want that on top of the pumpkin cheesecake and that. So how crazy is all that? Guys, this did turn out pretty cute overall. Like I said, it's just not, it would not be my go-to pattern. It's not a bad pattern. It's just not one that I like, or it's one of my favorite, I guess. All right, so let me hold this up and let you all see what I just finished. And then we will look at ending my live tonight so John can have dinner, pack, and get ready. So look at this. I'm gonna watch my fan. I'm gonna end up in the fan. So I don't think this turned out bad. It's just I love the fabrics. I really do. I love all the way these jump out, the way they're there. It's just not my favorite pattern. I think, and I've got too many other Villa Rosas that just resonate with me a lot differently. And it could be if I did different fabrics on this. I think these fabrics are just kind of wild for this particular pattern. But yeah, it is what it is. It's another quilt top done, which means, guys, you know what that means? It means Gracie gets something else to do. So we love keeping Gracie busy. So that will give her something to do. All right, so let's finish up real quick on the talks. Um, hey, Charlotte, thank you. I really hope to enjoy the cruise. I really need some time away. Brian says, enjoy the cruise, be Barney. What chats are you doing? Um, are you going next week? I hope to actually try to post a few things. We'll see. But, you know, guys, I have no idea what my connections and all that's going to be. So we will see how things turn out. I appreciate each and every one of you being here tonight. I appreciate you for hanging in here along with me. I hope you all have an amazing week. I plan to just chill and really rehab myself for about 6 days once I can get across the country and get down to Miami. So with that said, I appreciate each and every one of you. Tell your friends, neighbors, tell them to hit that subscribe button. Always give me the thumbs up. Love the chat and always enjoy having you all part of my family. Until next time, happy crafting.